It's actually surprisingly hard to find an in-depth Filen review, and there's barely any serious coverage of this cloud storage service. And I'm going to fix that. I'm here to fix these things, right? Because we talk about cloud storage services here in depth on this channel, and I have been pushing Filen to the limit. I've been testing its zero-knowledge encryption. I've been running the apps, performance tests, and also obviously we're looking at the paid plans, and then you'll know what plan is the right choice for you. And I've discovered something that completely explains why this privacy-focused service is super attractive for users and why it's growing so much and why people are switching to it. So stick around because today I'm breaking down everything about Filen in 2026, including the trade-offs you need to know before you commit to this service. First, a bit of background. Filen was founded in 2021 by Jan Lanchik, who still leads the company today as CEO and CTO. And, well, it's based in my home country, Germany. Wow, okay. So what sets it apart from services like Google Drive or Dropbox is obviously zero-knowledge encryption. Your files are encrypted on your device before they reach Filen's servers, meaning the company itself cannot access their contents. And, listen up, I verified this myself. Every test I run here in CloudWords, I run through Wireshark. It is a network testing software that allows me to look up the payload inside the encrypted TLS tunnel. So in my testing, everything was encrypted correctly before it even left my computer. So let's talk about what it's actually like to use Filen on a day-to-day basis. The desktop app is available on Windows, Mac, and Linux, and it gives you full file management interface. That's pretty good. I can browse through the files, I can generate links, I can tweak the settings, and even access chats and notes. It feels a pretty complete cloud storage solution. So let me show you something that honestly surprised me a little bit, and that is the notes feature. It's actually more than just a basic text editor. Check this out. I can switch between plain text, rich text. I have checklists. I have Markdown, which in the AI age is getting more and more important because AI deals with a lot of Markdown files. And also I have a code mode and syntax highlighting. I can also add participants to any note. And it's way more versatile than I expected, where I'm thinking, does Filen want to build like a note-taking app, or is it actually a cloud storage service? Anyway, I liked it. It's a nice feature. It's something I haven't seen in other cloud storage services. So it's definitely a pro that I would add to the list. Now, the web and desktop apps are almost identical. The only real difference is that the desktop version handles syncing and mounting. And this is actually what makes it worth installing on your computer. So here's how the sync modes work. Since there are 5 of them, they're pretty easy to confuse, but fear not. I mean, that's why you're watching this channel, because we're gonna tackle this one by one so you understand exactly what each of these sync modes does. Now, there is two-way sync that works like you'd expect. You change something on one end, and then you'll see the change on the other hand. That could be on 2 different computers, right? So cloud to local, it's another one. It pulls the files down. And local to cloud, it pushes files up to the cloud. And then there is also something called backup to cloud and also backup to local. The backup options won't delete files from the destination if you remove them from the source. So if you delete accidentally something locally, your cloud backup is still intact. Whew. And let me show you how I set mine up. So if you like, you can copy my setup or just get the inspiration juices flowing, right? So go right here to the Sync tab, click Create, and choose the mode you want. You can also enable selective sync for basically each path, meaning you decide exactly which folders are included. And if you ever need to pause things, there's a simple pause button right here. On mobile, you get automatic camera uploads. This is a must, I think, these days with cloud storage, so you don't forget to actually secure your files. Also with control, basically over whether to include live photos or also videos. If you shoot a lot of videos, obviously the storage might get used up quite quickly, especially with these newer cameras. But it's also worth mentioning that you can enable videos if you want to. Now, if this walkthrough is useful so far, as you know, a like and a subscribe does help the channel. Now, let's talk encryption, because this is the part most Filen reviews either skip totally or they get it honestly totally wrong. Filen uses AES 256-bit at rest and TLS SSL in transit. More importantly, it provides zero knowledge for all its users, including, and this is a big plus, all users on the free plan. Its code is also open source, released under the AGPL v3 license, so anyone can inspect it and verify that things work the way Filen says they do. And for some extra security, you can head to Settings and enable two-factor authentication through an authenticator app plus a PIN lock. Here is exactly where to find it. Now, open the Settings, go to Security, and you'll see the 2FA toggle and PIN lock right here. And because Filen is based in Germany, right, there are pretty strict GDPR regulations for your files. Its data centers are also ISO 27001 certified. That said, a couple of things are worth knowing. Some users have flagged that Filen includes Sentry for crash reporting, which can send limited UI-related diagnostic data to US-based services. It's not necessarily a deal breaker, but worth knowing if you are super privacy obsessed. Now, the open source code is there, right? But a publicly available dedicated third-party audit of the encryption implementation itself doesn't exist yet. An audit of the website and API, yes, has been done, and Filen has said it's working toward a formal certification. For most users, I guess that's probably fine, but if you really need a fully audited encryption tunnel, then you probably should look at Proton Drive or maybe Treasure It if you're more like a business user. And those are two providers that I can highly recommend. And we also have reviews here on the channel, which you can find here and down in the description box below. Now let's talk about one of my favorite chapters, and that is performance. And unfortunately, this is Filen's main weakness. I ran my standard 5 GB test with the mixed file types like it could be videos, photos, audio files, text files. And first, we always run it on a throttled 100 megabit per second connection. Now, on that connection, uploads took about 25 minutes and downloads finished in around 7 minutes. For context, because we've done the test for like 20, 30 different cloud storage services. Google Drive uploads that same batch in roughly 7 minutes. pCloud, one of my favorite providers here, it does it in 7 minutes. And Dropbox takes about 7.5 minutes, which is also quite fast. And this seems to be like the standard for the top tier cloud storage services. And Filen takes nearly 4 times longer to upload. 4 times! Four times! So it, like, paint almost dries faster than that. And what's even worse is that when I remove the throttling and let Filen use the whole gigabit connection, which I have fortunately available, upload still took over 23 minutes. Now, what I noticed in testing is that upload speed caps at around 2.5 megabytes per second, and that held pretty much across multiple sessions on different days that we've done the speed testing, and it takes about 8 seconds to process files before the transfer even starts. The good news, downloads are pretty fast. On an unthrottled gigabit connection, I saw around 36 megabytes per second, and that's pretty competitive with any other cloud storage service that we've tested here. So what is happening here, you ask? Well, you might think the zero-knowledge encryption adds processing time, and you are kind of right, it does. But I've seen other services like Internext, for example, that we've done also an interview with that you can watch here, that deliver both strong encryption and also fast performance. So the more likely answer is that Filen throttles uploads on their end, which explains why upload speeds barely improved even with 10 times the connection speed. If you're uploading large files frequently, like you're a video producer, photographer, whatever, right, this might be a deal breaker. If you're backing up files overnight and just need fast access during the day, well, I don't think it should be a big problem, right? Okay, let's talk about collaboration. Let me show you how file sharing works, because that is one of the main features of any cloud storage service, right? And you click a file, like so, boom, and you hit share, and you can select the contact. And there's one little quirk, I must say. And if you want to share via email, that person has to be added as a contact first. And you can also generate a public link with password protection and an expiry date, which is super useful if you don't want your links sitting around forever and you might forget to enable and disable the sharing link. And you can even disable downloads if you only want someone to view the file. So keep in mind that those advanced controls require a paid plan. You cannot use those controls on the free plan, unfortunately. So overall, when using Filen, I noticed that it handles the previews of files pretty well. You can watch videos, you can play audio files, you can even open Word documents or PDFs directly inside the application. There is no real preview support for spreadsheets or presentations, so if you rely heavily on Excel or PowerPoint, that's worth noting, and this is something that you might want to put on the con list. And if you need tight Microsoft Word integration, you might want to look elsewhere. OneDrive, I don't know if I would recommend that, but anyway. There's also no real-time collaboration, and I mean, you might be used Google Docs style editing, right? So you edit files simultaneously with multiple people, do edits, give feedback, write comments. So it's not that. There's no Office 365 integration either, right? So if you need to work on documents live with the team, I don't think Filen is the answer. But on the other hand, I mean, feel free to combine Filen, right? Use Filen, the encrypted service, for your most sensitive files. And then if you need collaboration, I mean, by all means, stick with OneDrive, stick with Google Drive, right? Or you want to maybe check out Proton, which is releasing now slowly their collaboration suite, Docs, Sheets. I mean, they're barely getting started and there are still a few quirks, but it's definitely worth checking out. I'm going to leave you a link in the description box below. And I'm going to have a review soon of that here on the channel. So if you don't want to miss that, give it a like and subscribe. All right, time to talk money, right? Because that's what we're here for. You might want to sign up and you want to know, obviously, how much it costs. The free plan gives you 10 gigabytes and access to all the core features. Encryption, syncing, sharing, unlimited bandwidth, which is pretty nice for a free service, right? And that's more than enough to really properly test the service before you decide, okay, I'm going to commit, I'm going to shell out some money for it. Now, paid plans start at 200 gigabytes. That's the Pro 1 plan. And beyond that, you've got 500 gigabytes, 2 terabytes, and then, boom, 10 terabytes, all available monthly or annually. Annual billing, as usual, will save you some money if you're staying long-term, if you're willing to commit to this provider. And also, if you want the best prices available right now, as usual, I've got the deals that we've negotiated with these providers in the description box below. And the best thing is, if you sign up through one of the links, there's no additional cost to you and you support the channel. It's a win-win. One thing to flag on the lifetime plans, Filen sold them in the past with big fanfare, right? Oh, we are a lifetime provider. And a 100 gigabyte starter option, which held on a little longer than the rest. But as of 2026, that plan has been paused while the company manages infrastructure demand, right? Whether it comes back is uncertain. I mean, you can check current availability with our links below. Maybe you find you're lucky and they reintroduce the lifetime plans in 2026, but I don't think this is going to be happening. We have other lifetime options in the channel and other videos about it. So if you really are looking forward to a lifetime plan, look at pCloud. Look at IceDrive, for example, Internext. I mean, these three providers are the ones that have been in the market the longest and are pretty reliable, but you can check out the reviews in our channel so you can make the right decision for you. I think, personally, Filen has a lot to offer, but it does have real limitations. It's not built for heavy teamwork. There is no built-in Office suite. There's no real-time editing. We've covered this before. There's no integration with Google Workspace or Microsoft Office. So if you're used to Google Drive, you'll feel the difference, right? It's just not the same. There's convenience, there's live collaboration, and those will have to take a backseat to privacy here. And it feels like that's by design, which is great because I don't want a cloud storage solution do everything, right? I have them rather focused and be specific about the services that they offer. And Filen is built for people who value privacy over everything else. And if you are a European user and your data needs to stay in the European Union, then this is the perfect service for you that you definitely want to shortlist and you want to check out. But obviously that privacy does come at a cost, the upload speed. As my test showed, that cost is significant. And I've seen users and viewers of our channel in the comments raise questions about long-term viability. And it's a fair question. It's a relatively young company. It's a young provider. And the tech and transparency, in my opinion, are solid, but there's no guarantee it'll be around long term, right? It has to prove itself still for a couple more years. The uncertainty around the lifetime plans, like they went back and forth with it without a clear decision, it makes me a little queasy about that. And it reinforces my sentiment, I would say, overall about this provider. And that's what you also have to factor in before committing to it. But check out the free version. Maybe that's something for you. So if this helped you figure out whether Filen is right for you, please drop a comment below. Are you willing to trade the upload speed for privacy? I'd love to hear what you land on and what your opinion on that. Don't forget to subscribe if you like more breakdowns like this one. I test these services so you don't have to. And as always, thank you very much for watching and see you in my next video. Bye-bye.